So if you saw my last video, then you probably know that I moved out of state. I moved from Florida to Virginia. Because I have ANA negative lupus, this could be a huge problem for me going from one rheumatologist to another. And it honestly has always been a problem. There's a couple of reasons for this, so let's just get right into it.
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see.
I was reminded of this situation and just how totally fucking infuriating and difficult it is when your ANA is negative while I was doing a paper for one of my college classes. So I just want to read this to you real quick. It's very short, it's one paragraph long. I find myself in a gown, laying on the cold surface of an MRI machine, silently praying as I hear the loud noise of the MRI machine through the earplugs. To give context, at this point, I'm in my mid-20s. I've lost over 20 pounds in just a few weeks. Already being quite petite, you could see every bone in my body. Furthermore, all of my hormone levels were low. My muscles became so weak I could barely walk. Also, I had such an extreme level of fatigue, I was unable to get out of bed much of the day. It took the better part of 2 years to get answers. Therefore, I found myself subject to all kinds of tests and physicians' horrifying speculations. Is it a brain tumor or some type of cancer? Meanwhile, I live in this nightmarish state for the duration of that time. Finally, answers come when I see a rheumatologist for the first time. It's systemic lupus, and I'll suffer with this disease and be on immune suppressant medication for the rest of my life. I knew at that moment my life would never be the same. In conclusion, my heart was broken when I received that news, and my own body had turned against me. If you want the full story of how I got my diagnosis and how I ended up suffering like really severe lupus symptoms just out of absolutely nowhere, go check out my lupus story. It just reminded me of what I have gone through with this disease and how much I've had to fight because my ANA was negative to get any kind of treatment. And doctors take an oath to do no harm. The problem here is if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it is probably a duck. And by not doing anything, you're doing harm. Because you could be suffering, and I've met a lot of lupus patients that suffer needlessly for many, many years with no treatment, just solely because their ANA is negative. Now, a lot of new research has come out, and that's also part of the problem here is I think a lot of these doctors are not keeping up on current research and certainly not implementing what that research is telling them. So it's a big problem. It's a huge problem. And I just have such anxiety about trying to find a new rheumatologist and having them try to tell me that, oh, it's just fibromyalgia, or I don't know, but I don't agree with this diagnosis. I'm going to have to do my own tests and come to my own conclusion. So I'm just very nervous and genuinely concerned that right now I am in a flare and I might run into that, and it could take me many, many months to first of all get an appointment, and then once I get the appointment and I meet with a rheumatologist, they could just end up being, I'm sorry, but a total idiot that is not keeping up on current research and is just not going to treat as aggressively as the disease activity that I have. So if you're in this situation, I just want to do a really quick video and let you guys know that you're not alone. A lot of us go through this. I've talked to a lot of other people that go through this. It is just absolutely horrible. And that's part of what this channel is about, is to try to bring some awareness around issues like this, because I'm getting upset just thinking about it. It's really difficult. It's really difficult to live with this level of anxiety just with this disease alone, but then you have to worry about, am I going to be able to get treatment or, enough treatment for the level of activity with my disease that I actually do have. I'm definitely going to let you guys know how this goes, trying to find a new rheumatologist. I shudder to think of how many I'm going to have to go through before I find someone who's going to, know what they're doing. But I'll keep you guys updated, and as always, stay strong, guys.